Well, hello there. It's been a very long time. I think the last time that I spoke to you guys was 2023, maybe July. I think I was 24. I'm now 27. And what you'll notice is A, I've put on quite a bit of weight since last time. And B, this is not Ruby's yard at all. So, I've got a lot to update you on. Sorry, thought I ditched the coke because it's boiling. So, lots to update you on. We are now obviously in 2026, April 2026, and a lot has changed, and I've really struggled to make this video for years, as you can tell, because so much has changed, and you will notice there's a new face on the channel. But I really wanted to start vlogging again because I kind of stumbled back across my channel, and I realised how much I missed capturing the memories. And as you'll find out, having those memories of Ruby is so invaluable now. And so this year is going to be a summer of fun, so I really wanted to capture that and to bring you guys along. But I'm going to make this update video first, just to kind of clear the air, introduce you to the new yard, to the new ponies, and bring you up to speed, so that then tomorrow when I vlog will just be all about our show. So let me introduce you to the yard first of all and give you a bit. So in October 2024, I was really lucky to be given the opportunity to rent a Soyuz yard, which was 5 minutes from home. If you're new here, I was originally on a livery yard, which was a 50-minute round trip twice a day. There was time constraints, we weren't allowed on the yard at certain times, and it was becoming quite difficult with having young children, having a job, to kind of balance and manage that. So I was offered this yard in October 2024, and I moved Rubes, and Rubes came to live here. And we also took on a little Shetland pony, who I'll introduce you to in a minute. And it was a fantastic thing. It was a brilliant opportunity. Best decision I've ever made, because I've now been here for 2.5 years, and I love it dearly. It's just the best. So let me take you around the yard a minute, and you might spot some new faces out on the field. So welcome to what is called Spencer's Field, and this is my lovely little yard. So I've got 2 acres in total. This is kind of the trash paddock. This becomes Munch's, again I'll introduce you to Munch in a minute. This becomes Munch's fat pen in the summer. The boys have only just gone out on it at the moment. And then it's very basic. I've got my 2 stables tack room. I've got no water or electric, so I've got solar lights and an IBC running into the gutter. And it's, you know, it's not beautiful and picture perfect like you see on YouTube quite a lot, but it is mine and I absolutely love it. So these are my 2 stables. And you'll notice we've got some familiar name plaques. I'll update you on who Zoe was in a minute. So we've got Munch's stable here, which needs mucking out, which I'll do in a minute. And Bailey's stable over here also needs sorting. Nice big stable. We lost a panel in Storm Goretti, which I need to replace. But yeah, so that's my yard. Very lucky to have it. Very lucky. And I just appreciate the fact it's so close to home. And then this is my tack room, which again is not YouTube or Instagram worthy, but it does desperately need a sort out. So that's the yard. Nice quick tour. And I just want to give you a little background as to what's happened in these couple of years, so that you are up to speed quickly before we do lots of fun things. So I moved Rubes in October 2024. Jago was 10 months old, and it worked really well. And I'll insert a couple of clips of her here when we moved.
Ray. Alright girl, you're alright girl.
And then in November we did some show jumping. She was going fantastically well, she looked brilliant, and unfortunately in December she went devastatingly lame, like lame on all her legs. Was really struggling, and we had the vet out, lots of discussions. I phoned World Horse Welfare for a chat as well, and unfortunately we had to come to the decision to, and I didn't think I'd well off about it. I've told this story so many times, and I think I find it emotional telling you guys more. Yeah, unfortunately in January 2024 we had to have Ruby put to sleep. She was 17 years old. She was the light of my life, my pride and joy, my first horse that I'd ever owned, and we unfortunately lost her, which was really difficult, and that then kick-started probably the worst 2.5 years of my life. Yeah, so that was January 2024. We unfortunately then lost a couple of really close family members. And we moved house in May. We are no longer living in a caravan. We do now live in a bungalow on the farm, which is fantastic. And then in May 2024, I brought home Zoe, who you'll have seen the name plaque out there, who was a 4-year-old ex-racehorse. And she was beautiful. She was fantastic. And within 2 weeks of me bringing her home, she fractured her wither. So let me insert some clips here so that you know who I'm talking about. So we went on a bit of a journey, a rehab journey, and I got her to the point of being ridden again, walk, trot, canter, jump. We were doing lots of different things. And kind of January 2025, things started to unravel a little bit. I really, really was struggling with her. She was feeling well, she was fit and well, she was doing fantastic, but she was throwing lots of shapes, and I had lost my confidence completely. Which was bizarre because I was riding her bareback on the yard and doing things like that, but I would take her to school and I'd fall apart. And in February 2025, that all came to a head when she absolutely decked me and hospitalised me. And I remember my little boy, he just came, my husband came to pick Zoe up for me and tow her back home. My dad came to take me to hospital, and my son couldn't understand why I couldn't pick him up and cuddle him, and it was because I was broken. And so it was at that point I decided that I was going to give up. I wasn't doing it anymore. I was going to hand my notice in the yard. I was going to find Zoe a new home. I wasn't going to do it. And so I secured a place for Zoe on a retraining of racehorses yard. They were fantastic. They took her and she went in the April. And kind of around this time as well, I'd gone up to the National Equine Show with a couple of friends, and they'd kind of talked me into not giving up yet. So I came home and I had a chat with one of my good friends. She'd come down from Gloucestershire, and I was telling her my woes, and I said, look, I can't do this anymore. And she said, I know what you need, and I'll take you out to what she said I needed. Let's go meet him. I'm really hoping the audio will be okay. Also, I'm really sorry about the dodgy filming. I've completely forgotten how to do it. It's been that long. So let me just bring you out to meet the boys, because then you'll understand who I'm talking about. How are we all anyway? I've missed you. I've missed talking to the camera like this and vlogging. I can't wait to edit it. I think it was time. I think it was time to kind of revive it all. Hello boys! Right, let me introduce you to these two. So first of all, the OG. You have to excuse the wind noise, I'm sorry. This is Munch Bunch. And Munch is a 28-year-old Shetland pony who came to live with me in October, and he has seen many a companion. Haven't you, buddy? He's just the most gorgeous boy. He's so chilled. He's a fantastic companion, and we love him dearly. And also, you just need to check out his beard because it's majestic. Look at it. Munch, I'm trying to show the world your beard. Ta-da! He says I'm very handsome. And then over here we have the Turbo Cob himself. So this is Bailey, and in April 2025 I brought him home, the 2nd of April, so last year. He came home after I'd gone up to view him, and I was a total nervous wreck, and his owners wanted to loan him out to anywhere, just to a nice home. And so that's what I did. I went to try him, I took him in the school, I was a bag of nerves, he looked after me. And then I decided to bring him home in the April, and we've had so much fun since. But there is something further to update you on. I'll leave the boys snacking now because the wind is going to make the audio rubbish. See you in a minute, boys. Sorry, quick change of scenery. Yeah, so in April 2025 last year, Bailey came home, which was fantastic. 2 weeks later, I bought him a puppy, Wilfred, who will feature on this channel probably quite a lot. And then 2 weeks after that, I found out unexpectedly that I was expecting another baby. So by this point, my son was 2.5. I'd obviously just brought Bailey home, and yeah, what came then was a whole summer of fun. We had an absolute blast. You know, we had so much fun through the summer. He carried me until I was I think I was 21 weeks pregnant when I stopped riding him, and that was purely because I got too heavy. We did arena eventing, we did combined training qualifiers for the riding club, we did dressage, you know, fun rides. We had so much fun, and he was an absolute legend. And so I stopped riding him at the beginning of September 2025. And I welcomed my baby girl Mabel into the world in January, following an elective cesarean section, because I'd had such a traumatic time with my son, which I haven't spoken about on here, but that did, you know, I had to work really hard on PTSD symptoms and anxiety, and that is something that maybe I will talk about on the channel at some point, but I don't really want to bore you guys with it. You can read all about it on my Instagram, which is the Bash Diaries now. It's all on there, it's all documented. So if you want to find out more about that, I am very open about my struggles with motherhood and pregnancy, postpartum, all of that jazz, mental health. So yeah, you can find all of that on my Instagram. But today is not about that. We're just giving you the background. So no one rode Bailey because I tried to get people to ride him. No one really stuck at it. So he had the winter off. I welcomed my baby girl on the 2nd of January this year. And then what I struggled with was I'd put on a large amount of weight during that pregnancy. And so I was too heavy. I think I was 11 kilos too heavy to ride Bailey, or 12 kilos too heavy to ride Bailey. So that I wanted to be well within his 20%, and I was so aware of that. So I worked really hard, and we began a whole journey of coming back into work. And so I think we did 8 weeks of walking in hand, and we got up to 65 kilometres under our belts before I'd lost enough weight to get back on. And he was fit enough to carry me as well. All checked by the chiropractor and okayed. So we have now been back under saddle for about, I think it's 5 weeks we've been back under saddle. Starting off with walk and trot, hacking out. We're up to about 2 hours of hacking now. We had our first lesson yesterday, which was fantastic. Walk, trot, canter over poles. We've been to the woods and had an absolute blast with friends. So we're just upping the fast work, the fitness work. And tomorrow we are going to our first little show. Now, it was it's a bit soon, I think. However, this is one of my favourite local shows around, and I really think that it's important that we support these local shows, because we'll lose them, and especially in Cornwall, you know, once they're gone, they don't come back. So we are going to do the Cob and the veteran class, and we're just going to have a nice time. I'm aware that I look quite top heavy on him at the moment. I weigh myself daily, healthy or not, but I do, to make sure that I am forever sticking under his limit. I'm really hot on that, and that includes his tack as well. So obviously what you will see is that I do look a bit heavier on him at the moment. I've got ab separation and diastasis recti, which means I still look like I'm about 5 months pregnant. I had a 10-pound, 2-ounce baby, so I was a planet, like I had my own orbit. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm working really hard on it. I've lost 16 kilos now, which is fantastic. I've got another 23 to go, but you know, it's a work in progress. It's slow going, and especially when you have 2 young children. So I now have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old. But I really hope that you guys want to join us on this journey. I really want to show, you know, the ups and downs of having horses. You know, I'm completely on my own here. This is Solly's yard. The horses are solely my responsibility. So I really want to show that it's possible to have young children and your horses, and everything in between. You can do it all. You can do it all. I'm lucky to have my husband and the support network of my parents, but a lot of this is hard graft myself. And so I want to take you along for our summer of fun. We're hoping to do some riding club qualifiers. We're hoping to get back to show jumping eventually when I've lost a bit more weight and when Bailey's fitter. And I just want you to see what a special boy Bailey is. I'm so grateful to his owners. I've got him on full loan. I'm so grateful to his owners for trusting him with me for another year. And even, you know, when I found out I was pregnant, they didn't ask for him back. They just trusted that I would do what was best for him. And I'm so grateful for that, because he's been a legend. So yeah, come along, enjoy the ride. And thank you so much for being here if you've returned from the Ruby days, because yeah, I'm ready to capture all the memories again, as cliche as that is. I've rewatched a couple of videos of of Rubes, and, you know, having those memories captured is invaluable for as long as YouTube remains. So, yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this little update. I will get better at videoing and filming. It's going to be a work in progress for a minute. I've forgotten how to do it all. I need to invest in a tripod. All of that jazz. And I'm on my own. I'm totally on my own again. I don't have anyone to film, so we've got to do what we've got to do. But yes, anyway, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy the ride. I will see you tomorrow for a show vlog. Cheers and gone. Bye!